Please like, subscribe, and share to my channel.
Hello, I am Mikey. As a kid, I loved making flipbooks. They were all I did in the art class. Whenever I had it, I worked really hard on the one particular flipbook. It was around 50 pages long, I guess. It had a simple stick, fingers, walking into a page, waving at me, and then walking off. I would look at it at least a dozen times a day that I made it. Then it got boring. You know how kids are not entertained by one thing for too long. I tossed it under my bed and never gave it a second thought. A few months later, I was cleaning up my room and swept a sack of paper out of my bedroom. I couldn't quite remember what it was. I flipped through it once and got a sweet taste of nostalgic. I flipped through it once more and noticed the pages hadn't aged or been dirty at all. I flipped through it third time. The little stick man walked onto the page, waved at me, and didn't walk away. Instead, a second stick man joined him. It was sulking, having neither an item in its hand or a severing disfigured arm. It's not like anyone could tell the difference. The second stick man walked next to the first stick figure, stood there for a moment, then whacked the poor fellow upside the head. The stick figure fell. The second stick man swung his stick to the other man again and again and again. What I assumed was its blood ran from the stick figure's rather ragged body. It looked like nothing more than pencil stunts. The killer stick man proceeded to blend down and tear apart the first stick man body limb by thin limb. Once he was done, he blended each one of the characters and letters he set up upon the page to form a single word. He grabbed the base of its own round head and tore it off, and then he tore off his legs and then one of his arms. He zigzagged body parts formed into themselves into a second word. What I read made me burn the flipbook. You are next. When I was a kid, I would race up to the top of the stairs as fast as I could, like it was some sort of silly game. Well, I must have been 5 or 6 at that time. I'm not sure, but I know I was very little somewhere along the way. A voice at the top of the stairs started to whisper to me. It would make a bet with me, such as, I bet you a penny you can't make it to the top of the stairs. I don't really think there was a certain amount of time or anything. As I said, I was very little, so I probably don't have any counting abilities anyways. I recall just sitting on the top of the stairs having conversation with this voice about betting, of course. Eventually the voice, it was like a whisper on the man's, not my own voice in the head, started to bet my life. Instead of pennies, it could say, I bet you your life like you can't make it up to the stairs. As I got older, it stopped. I never really thought about it at all. I never mentioned it to anyone until one night I was sleeping over at my brother's place and we were talking about spooky stories. Out of nowhere, I brought it up, the voice at the top of the stairs, and my brother got all quiet before I even mentioned anything. He said, Did it make bets with you? We both looked at each other, horrified.